Okay, today we're going to talk about stress. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to tell us all the different ways that stress is caused. You should be able to recognize the different stages of stress and also ways to manage stress. Many things cause stress, and many times we recognize them early. Major life changes are one that causes a lot of stress. Marriage, divorce, new schools. It can be quite stressful going to a new school. Everyday problems like dating, illness, sports while you're ill, school, those kind of things. Everyday problems cause stress. Finally, physical surroundings, commuting, noise from an airport, living in unsafe areas, and certain weather conditions can cause stress. Some stress is positive and some stress is negative. The eustress, this is the positive type, the eustress. By the time the stressor is done, typically could be a test, could be a game, could be something you have along the lines of being accomplished soon. These things are typically healthy stressors. They're typically ones that you can't avoid, and when it's done, whether you win or lose, typically you're better off from it. Distress, these are the negative stressors. Typically, when you are done with these stresses, you are ill, you're sick. It takes a long time to recover from. It also cause many different errors in judgments or behaviors. There's 4 stages of stress that we'll talk about today. You don't have to write them down right now. We'll go through each of them individually. They do get worse as they go from stressor up the stairs to exhaustion. They could take minutes to months to get through. First, we start with the alarm stage. This is just right after the stressor. In the alarm stage, your body releases adrenaline, which is a hormone. This adrenaline causes superhuman strength or superhuman smell. It raises your awareness of everything that's around you, gives you a burst of energy. Your body systems go on high alert. You can hear well, you can smell well. This starts the fight or flight response. It's about whether or not you're going to get away from the stressor or you're going to attack the stressor head on. But it's not about raising your fist and taking somebody on. In the resistance stage, the next stage, the body uses up a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to be stressed. You become tired and irritable, less able to handle any more stress. This is probably the time when somebody says, I've had it up to here with you, and they point to their head. Finally, the exhaustion stage, your body is worn down. You are spent. You're done. You become susceptible to illness. This is usually after weeks or months of the same particular stressor or a number of stressors that are added on to one another. When it comes to recognizing the stress, it's nice to be able to see it early on. Sometimes some people might get headaches, you might have muscle tension, you might have trembling or twitching. That could also be dehydration. You could get a rash or hives. A friend of mine used to break out in hives whenever it was time for us to present in class. Another one could be grinding teeth. Typically, that's going to be either when you're deep in thought or even when you're sleeping at night. Grinding teeth can also be a cause of muscle tension and headaches as well. Emotionally, you're going to get real impatient when you're stressed. You're going to have some negative thinking. You might cry easier or more often. You might be forgetful. You might be more angry. Finally, there's behavioral signs of stress. It could be not eating, or it could be eating too much. It could be drug abuse. It could be reckless behavior. It could be sleep problems. It could be just criticizing others. There are ways to manage stress, and you probably know many of them already. You probably list off 3 or 4 things that help you when you become stressed. But typically, you want to confront the problem. You want to address it. You want to talk to the person. You want to study for the test. You want to prepare for the game. Managing time is quite helpful. When you have a lot to do, it's nice to chip away at one thing at a time Try not to do many things at once, but one thing at a time. Exercise always helps stress. Relaxing helps stress. Reading a book non-related to the material that you might be studying. You might have heard of mental rehearsals being called visualization. A lot of times in sports, coaching swimming, playing golf, you'll visualize what it is you're going to do before you do it. That's called mental rehearsal. Biofeedback is a way of telling your body, using your mind, your subconscious to calm down. Easy to do if you have a heart rate monitor on. You can actually watch your heart rate go down. It's pretty fun to try. Humor always helps when you're in a stressful situation. And the last thing that should never be forgotten is get help. Get help. Find help. Where can you go for help? You can go to the school counselor. You can go to your teachers. You can go to pastors. You can go to friends, coaches. Get some help when you can.